Every year, Universal Studios across the country flips its whole park on its head for one special event. An event that dares its attendants to attend. It challenges the reality of what adrenaline can handle. It puts a terror in terrific. That one doesn't make any sense, but still, we're talking about Halloween Horror Nights. Let's get into it. Halloween Horror Nights is one of my favorite events that Universal hosts annually. And I'm not a horror dude. I do not like horror movies, but I loved Halloween Horror Nights. I went there a couple years back when I was living in Florida, and man, is it awesome. Absolute sheer adrenaline rush you get from exiting those homes, and some of the homes are very entertaining. But this year, Halloween Horror Nights has a lot of heavy hitters that you should be excited for, and these are the ones I want to see in the next year. So let's start with kind of the similarities they have so far between Hollywood and Orlando. Hollywood and Orlando will be sharing 5 homes, so although they will have their own separate exclusive ones, they will be sharing these 5. And those 5 include Five Nights at Freddy's, given to them by the Jim Henson Company, the ones that actually did the animatronics for the movie. So technically, everything in that horror house and in the movie are Muppets. I don't make the rules. It's just what it is. If it's from the Henson Company, they're Muppets. As well as Terrifier, the Jason Universe, Fallout, and the horrors of Wyatt 6. Looks like to be a WWE partner, but the rest of the Hollywood lineup goes as is. We have Poltergeist, Scarecrow, and Monstrous 3, the Ghosts of Latin America, and of course, always, they also have the tram, which is going to be the Blumhouse tram. So if you're at Universal Studios Hollywood and you usually take the tour tram, it's now going to be its own haunted tram, which I think is actually kind of a really cool creative use of space. I think them rebranding the tram to its own like horror tram, I think it's pretty cool. And now moving to Orlando, like I said, we have the similar 5 as the one we had in Hollywood, and then the remaining ones are Hatchet and Chains, Demon Bounty Hunters, Dolls Let's Play Dead, probably going to stay away from that one. Do not mess with dolls. Graven Flesh, Galkin, Monsters of the North, and El Artista, a Spanish Haunting. Personally, the one I enjoy the most and the only one I've really been to is Orlando. What I like about it is that it's 2 separate parks that really kind of get in the mode of this, because at Islands of Adventures, they had the Death Eaters walking around at Hogwarts, which they really shouldn't stop there. They should get like Jurassic Park involved, like have some of the monsters just be wandering about. And then the Marvel section, get some villains walking around. I mean, we already have them in the daytime, but let's get some more extreme villains in there. And then for the Dr. Seuss part, get Thing 1 and Thing 2 walking about. Those things are terrifying. But I do also think that in the actual Universal Studios section, they have the like scare zones. So as you're walking between the rides, you get the shit scared out of you. It's truly an event that invites so much fun and so much anxiety at the same time. But that's Halloween Horror Nights for you. And although I'm excited for this year's horror houses, these are what I'm thinking should be next year's. And yes, this is me pitching it to Universal. So if you're listening, this is a collaboration. Hit me up. These are what I think should be the main 5. These are what the homes I think should be the ones people go actively to the park to see. First one being a Sinners-based home. I think Sinners is the best movie of this year. It's so good. But I do think it's a story to tell with the Smokestack twins, kind of like getting the like rattlesnake jump scare, just kind of ease into it. But then you go to the juke joint and then you get Remick. It's this whole thing. I really do think, because if in the movie they open the door and he goes like the shaman kind of whole thing, I think we can do it in the park. I think there is a great thing you can do with like the smoke tornado thing. If we can do those as like a science thing, you know the ones I'm talking about. Let's do it there. Second up is Weapons. Weapons is truly a movie that is so unlike anything from this year. I mean, they did a really good job with the Mike Myers one, having its own different settings, like literally the outside of the home and then the inside of the home. We can go to the school. We can be chased in the woods by Gladys, have her do the little wave thing. We remember that, right? I think there's a lot of things that could be done with this. I think it'd be a great home. Next one up is going to be a little like hard to pull off, but I think Universal can do it. The Monkey. Having you be told the story of the monkey and have kind of the shock and awe deaths that we saw in the movie be a part of the like walk-through attraction that is the home, I think it can work. Constantly as you're going through the house, hear the clanging of the drum, and then have these people, like the actors, just absolutely scare the hell out of you with these gruesome moments. But I do think an environment like this can bring like some comedic levity, but at the same time provide some really good scares. Next one up is a little bit old school. I think Carrie can do a really great job at being a horror home. Having like just the haunt of just Carrie, you know, like how in the movie she kind of has that freak out at the dance, and we could just have this whole like a gymnasium could be a part of the room, and we gotta pick a side whichever we go. I don't know. I feel like with Terrifier having its own separate presentation, you know, I think we can do this for Carrie. And the last one is a bit of a kind of a wild card. I think it'd be a lot more fun to see Shaun of the Dead be its own home. You could start in the home and then go through the convenience store, the bar, the fences. There are so many things in that movie that I think could be a really fun home. You can see the people surrounding a zombie beating him to Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. I think there are so many things that this movie can be translated into a home for it that will just work perfectly. Now, those are kind of the main 5 that I think should be like the main attraction homes. I also do think Epic Universe can kind of do their own thing. Kind of similar to like what I said the Islands of Adventure does with the Death Eaters. I do think Epic Universe, with it being such a huge park, has an opportunity to do something awesome. So that's why also Universal, I'm pitching an Epic Universe horror park. Horror could be, play on words or whatever the case, but I think that each different land in it should have its own event. I think there should be something for Super Mario Park that has a bunch of the haunted ghosts and King Boo. Have everything go under like a black and purple light. Have the Mario Kart ride get a layover and have it be a whole different theme. Get a Luigi's Haunted Mansion thing going. I think there's great opportunity for the Nintendo park. I think that's a great start. I also think the Death Eaters can expand to the Ministry of Magic or have Voldemort. That whole showdown with what's his name? Dumbledore could, go pretty good. Did I almost say Gandalf? 100%. And for the Dark Universe, I think we just get Monsters Uncaged. Get Frankenstein, Dracula, every single monster that could exist that we kind of get hints of in that park. Get some other characters like Van Helsing, or go freaking more epic like Jonah Hex. I think Monsters Uncaged in the Dark Universe would go crazy. And last and certainly not least, I think How to Train Your Dragon can have a kind of a fun night, like Dragons Unleashed or something. Like have the dragons run amok. Nothing super scary, but it's just kind of like them in costume or something. Because that's kind of the more like, I'm going to say childish part, but it is the most tame out of, the Dark Universe. I think the dragons like having a little thing, or like trick or treat at Burke. I think it could be kind of fun. But either way, Halloween Horror Nights is such a damn good time. I do recommend anybody going if you can be okay with getting scared, because you are going to get scared. That is a guarantee. So if you have a heart problem or a scare problem, don't go. But I do think if you have a chance to go and you're kind of like, okay, look, I can handle getting jump scared, I'll take a break every couple minutes like I did just to kind of calm down so I don't have a heart attack. But I do recommend going. It is such a damn good time. And I do hope that some of these homes do get made in some point in the future. And if you guys are excited about Halloween Horror Nights, let me know what home you guys are excited for in the comments. And let me know if you guys have been. I've been meaning to go back. It's so much fun. Be sure to check out past episodes and keep an eye out for future ones. We got a ton more coming your way. Don't miss out. Keep up with the day-to-day on our TikTok and Instagram. We post a lot of fun clips from past episodes and upcoming episodes, teasers into future episodes, and everything that's news in Hollywood. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.